So we're talking about compound subjects and predicates. Can everyone see the screen now? When a sentence tells about two or more people or things, a sentence has a compound subject. When a sentence tells about two or more things the subject does, the sentence has a compound predicate. The word "and" is used to join compound subjects. It is also used to join compound predicates. So let's look at our example sentence. My friend and I took our dogs to an obedience class. In this sentence, how many subjects are there?
There are two subjects.
What are the two subjects?
My friend and I.
Okay, so my friend, subject number 1. I, subject number 2. And do we have a joining word here, Mikhai?
And.
And. Okay, good job. So that tells us that we have a compound subject. Two subjects with a joining word "and." Okay. My dog will learn and obey when I give commands. How many predicates do we have, or actions do we have in this sentence? What are the two actions that you see here?
Learn and obey.
Will learn, obey. Do we have a joining word here? And. So this tells us that we have a compound predicate. Let's underline compound subject in each sentence.
Williams and I took our dog to an obedience class.
Okay. What is our compound subject here?
Williams and I.
William and I. Good job. So we have two subjects, William, subject 1, I, subject 2, and our joining word "and." All right, Belle, can you read sentence 2, please?
Sentence 2. Most people and dogs made a lot of noise at first.
All right, and what is our compound subject?
Let me see. Our compound subject is most people and dogs.
Most people and dogs. Good job. Okay, Minghai, read number 3, please.
My dog Stanley and my friend dog Frizz were quiet.
What's our compound subject?
My dog Stanley and my friend dog Frizz.
Good job. All right, not Ming, number 4.
My friend and I were whispering.
All right, and what's our compound subject?
My friend and I.
Good job. All right, Nana, number 5.
Then the instructor and the trained dog.
Let me read the full sentence first.
Then the instructor and the trained dog showed us some commands.
Okay, and what's our compound subject?
Then the instructor and a trained dog.
Okay, is then part of the subject, or is that
No.
just, what's that?
That's a
Linking word, right? Okay, so we'll say the instructor and a trained dog is our subject here. We're not going to include the word then. Okay, so those are our compound subjects. And now let's talk about compound predicates. All right, Tyann, can you read number 6?
First, the instructor held up one finger and said, "Sit."
Okay, what's our compound predicate?
Held up one finger and said, "Sit."
Okay, good job. Okay, number 7, Vinny.
listen and sat.
Okay, can you read the full sentence?
The dog listened and sat.
All right, you said compound predicate, listen and sat. Good job. Neohong, can you do number 8?
Then the instructor said, "Stay and walk away."
Okay, and our compound predicate.
The predicate is stay and walk away.
What did the instructor say or said stay?
Said stay.
All right, so we'll start with our verb said, say, and walked away. Dinosaur number 9, please.
The dog listened and did not move.
Okay, what's our compound predicate?
Listened and did not move.
Finally, the instructor pat her puppy and said, "Good dog."
And what is our compound predicate?
Pat her puppy and said, "Good dog."
Okay, patted her pupil and said, "Good dog." Okay. Does anyone have questions about this page in our reader's notebook? What do we think? Easy, medium, or difficult? Did anyone get 10 out of 10? No one? So a bit tricky? Okay, let's go on to our next one. So, sentence fluency. Short, choppy sentences. Rudy wants a pet. Her brothers want a pet. What do we think about those two sentences? Does that sound good or not so good? Not so good, right? They're too short. Okay, we can combine those sentences with a compound subject to make it. Rudy and her brothers want a pet. Okay, so now we have a longer sentence that sounds a lot nicer. So let's combine our sentences by joining subjects with the word and to form a compound subject. So, children enjoy pets. Adults enjoy pets. Bao Chan, give me the new sentence with a compound subject.
Children and adults enjoy
Children and
adults
enjoy pets. Good job. So now we have our compound subject, children and adults. Good job, Bao Chan. Okay. Number 2, large dogs can be good pets. Small dogs can be good pets.
Large and small dogs can be good pets.
Okay, so let's make sure we have 2 subjects. Large
Dogs and small dogs can be good pets.
can be good pets. Good job. Boktai number 3, please. My parents told me about different types of dogs. The vet told me about different types of dogs.
My parents and the vet told me about different types of dogs.
My parents and the vet told me about different types of dogs. Good job. Belle, can you do number, please? Poodles often live for more than 10 years. Beagles often live for more than 10 years.
Beagles often live for more than 10 years.
Okay, good job. Not Ming, number 5, please. My brother liked the beagle best. I liked the beagle best.
My brother and I liked the beagle best.
Good job. Okay, our new dog slept soundly on the porch. Our cat slept soundly on the porch. What's our new sentence, Cyan?
Our new dog and cat slept soundly on the porch.
Okay, does anyone have any questions about this one? What do we think of this one? Easy, medium, difficult? Minghai says easy. Does anyone have questions about combining subjects to form a compound subject? Easy? Okay. All right, so we're gonna read our new story today. Okay, so let's talk about story structure first. So as you read, because of Winn-dixie, ask yourself what the most important parts of the story are. The story's events make up the plot. Look for details that help you picture the setting or where and when the story takes place. Keep track of new characters as they are introduced. You can use a graphic organizer like this one to help you. So when we're talking about story structure, P, what do I mean when I say characters?
The people and animals in the story.
Mm-hmm.
The people and animals in the story.
Yep, good job. So characters are the people or animals in a story. Okay. When we are talking about setting, Minghai, what do I mean when I say setting?
Where the story takes place.
Where the story takes place. It could also be, what else? Where and when the story takes place. Good job. Okay, what about plot? Nia-Hung, what do I mean when I say the plot of a story?
The plot of the story is part of the story.
Nope. Okay, so we need it in the paragraph. The story.
The story event make up the plot.
Yep. The story. Good job. Okay, so part of understanding story structure is recognizing the most important parts of a story. Okay, so that can be the beginning, the middle, the ending, but also when new characters are introduced. Okay. So in our story, we're going to think about the beginning, middle, and end, but also when are new characters introduced and what changes or what plot changes happen then. Okay, so we're also going to talk about summarizing. When you summarize a story, you tell who the characters are, and then you briefly retell the main events. Summarizing can help you understand and remember the story. As you read Because of Winn-dixie, pause at the end of each page to summarize briefly what you have just read to make sure you understand it. All right, so we're going to stop periodically or every so often to summarize a story. So this is a good strategy that you can use when we're reading realistic fiction. Okay? And when we're summarizing, we're telling the main events or the most important parts. Right? We're not telling every single detail, because if I wanted to know every single detail, then I could just read the whole story. So we're going to practice that strategy as we read Because of Winn-dixie. Can someone read the helping others?
Doing favors, helping with chores, and volunteering for community projects are always of helping others. Sometimes we can help others just by talking or listening to them. Because of Winn-dixie is a story about how one person can make a newcomer feel at home in a new place. How the characters interact can show readers what it means to be a friend.
Okay, good job. So helping others is important. Who has ever helped someone before? Minghai, have you ever helped someone before?
Yes.
Can you tell me about it?
One time I helped my mom mop the floor.
Okay, and do you think that it was important to help your mom?
Yes.
Why do you think so? Why is it important to help people?
So they could take a rest.
So she could have a rest, maybe. Okay. So when we help people, it can make them feel how? Relaxed, right? Okay, good job. So we help people we care so they might relax. Yeah, let's see. P, have you ever helped anyone before?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about it?
I helped my mom doing chores.
And how do you think that made her feel?
Happy.
Happy, right? We help people that we care about because we know it makes them feel happy. Okay. Bao-chung, have you ever helped anyone before?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I helped my mom wash the dishes.
And why did you help mom wash the dishes?
Because my mom's too lazy.
Oh, because she's too lazy, or she works too hard the rest of the day, so she might need some help?
It is not help, but it is a chore, and I have to do it, not I help my mom.
Well, I'm sure by doing the chore, you're probably helping her, right? Because if you don't do it, who has to do it?
My mom.
Do you think mom wants to do all the things she does in a day and then come home and wash the dishes? No, I don't think so. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So, because of Winn-dixie, what is the genre of this story? Minghai, what's our genre?
Realistic fiction.
Okay, and can you read to us about realistic fiction, please?
It has character and events that are like people and events in real life. As you read, look for a settings that could be a real place, a plot with a beginning, a middle, and an even endings. Characters who have feelings that real people have.
Okay, thank you, Minghai. So, realistic fiction means made up. So, this is a made up story. However, the characters in the story are like people or characters you'd find in real life. Okay, the setting is similar to settings that we find in real life, and events that happen are events that could happen in real life. Okay, so as we read this story, I want you to think of who are the characters, where is the setting, and when is the setting, and what events happen. Could these things happen in real life? Okay, looking at the cover page, does this look like real characters? What do we think? Give me a thumbs up if it looks like characters we would find in real life. P says yes. Kwoktai says yes. Notming says yes, right? So I think this story was actually made into a movie. So these are pictures or photos from the movie. So they are real photos. But the story is made up. It's not a real story. Okay, so we have about 5 more minutes. So I'm going to read a bit and then you'll read the rest of the story maybe at home. We'll see. So everyone paying attention, please. That means no drawing. If you have your journeys book out, get it out and follow along. 10-year-old Opal is a newcomer in the town of Naomi, Florida. She hasn't made any friends yet and feels a little lonely. Opal's only pal is a very big dog named after the grocery store where she found him, Winn-dixie. I spent a lot of time that summer at the Herman H. Block Memorial Library. The Herman H. W. Block Memorial Library sounds like it would be a big, fancy place, but it's not. It's just a little old house full of books, and Miss Franny Block is in charge of them all. She is a very small, very old woman with short gray hair, and she was the first friend I made in Naomi. It all started when Winn-dixie not liking it when I went into the library because he couldn't go inside too. But I showed him how he could stand up on his hind legs and look in the window and see me in there selecting my books, and he was okay as long as he could see me. But the thing was, the first time Miss Franny Block saw Winn-dixie standing up on his hind legs like that, looking in the window, she didn't think he was a dog. She thought he was a bear. All right, so let's stop here. Where is the setting of this story? Belle, what's the setting of this story?
The setting of this story is in the Herman W. Block Memorial Library.
Yep, the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. Okay, good job. Can anyone tell me where else are we? Where in the world are we? We know we're at a library. What else can we say? Kwoktai, what town or what state are we in?
Town Naomi,
Naomi. And what state?
Florida.
Florida. So this is in the United States, in the state of Florida, in the town of Naomi, and they're at this part of the story is at a library. Okay, good job. So in our first paragraph, Opal gives a hint about how she feels about the library. What does Opal say, or how does Opal feel about the library? We're not guessing. We're telling Opal's words. What does she say that give us a clue that she likes the library? Tyann?
I spent a lot of time that summer at Herman W. Block Memorial Library.
Yep. I spent a lot of time that summer at the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. If you like something or if you like a place, you probably spend a lot of time there, right? So that is the clue that tells us that she likes this library. I'm going to send home a Jeopardy game for you to do for homework. Okay? So when you open the link, it's going to look like this. You can do 2 teams or 1 team if you want. And then it has all these different questions about subjects and predicates. Okay, so I want you to play this game. You can click on one. Okay, and then if you hit the space bar, the big bar at the bottom of your keyboard, it will tell you the answer. And then you hit the escape button to exit. Okay, so this will be your homework for today. Does anyone have questions about what we talked about in class?
No.
All right, I will see you guys tomorrow then.
Bye.